Can you believe what went down last Friday in the U.S. House? Oh no, not quite that bad. Not too far off. Yeah, that. One of the easiest decisions for a new Republican-dominated House to make, a vote for Speaker, took 15 rounds over the course of a week. Why? Well, Republicans couldn't agree on that.
This is their only moment to be on national television opposing another Republican. So y'all get behind Kevin. You got your motion to vacate.
And I want to say to the 20 holdouts who got massive concessions that will control spending and bring more sanity to the House, I want to thank you on behalf of the conservative movement.
But they knew Leader McCarthy wasn't in the driver's seat.
See, this is the great part. Because it took this long, now we learned how to govern.
Call it what you want, man, but the roughly 20 holdouts in your party got some serious demands met. I'll name a few key ones and explain why that's bad for everyone. The House now requires only one member to force a vote to vacate the Speaker. And if you recall, it's how John Boehner was threatened out of his speakership.
2-page motion to vacate the chair. It was unheard of, historic.
If one Republican thinks McCarthy's not doing his job well enough, we could see last week's gridlock shenanigans all over again. If no Democrats agree to federal spending cuts by this October, Republicans promise not to vote to increase our debt limit, which could put our national debt in default, shut our government down, and mess with our economy, which was something Republicans always said was in bad shape. With legislation, they want to restrict measures to a single topic, making it easier to eliminate provisions in a bill that they don't consider germane, which means things like the omnibus bill that we just saw passed wouldn't exist anymore. We'd have single issue votes like voting rights and minimum wage of $15. And those would so much more easily get voted down. And now the rules require committees to evaluate mandatory spending, i.e. decreasing funding to Medicare and Social Security, which will both be insolvent in the next 10 years. And this is just what we've been told by news outlets. We don't even know about any gentlemen's agreements made outside of the House rules package. I mean, MTG's favorable stance toward McCarthy should absolutely concern us as to the names and the number of committee seats that she's been promised. And if you missed it, Republicans' first policy bill was passed unanimously to rescind the IRS revenue that was promised back in the Inflation Reduction Act, which would help the agency more effectively do its work, especially going after higher wage earners that usually dodge taxes. Fortunately, we're not in the least Democratic Congress, because that would have cost the government $114 billion for the next decade. Which brings me to my last point. We as constituents need to look further down the road if a good chunk of Congress won't. Over 30 Democratic Senate seats will be up for grabs next year. A Republican Senate and House is possible. Look how slimly Dems won the Senate this time around. If we want a future where education is well funded, the rich pay their fair share of taxes, and our beloved social programs still exist and support us in old age, we have to collectively activate our vote. It's our best defense. What do you see happening in this 118th Congress? How much damage will they do? Let me know, and I'll see you in the next video.